finish this topic now. And let us also begin with next topic. See, the thing is that whatever we have read so far, the essence is that for organic solidarity, there is one precondition. Okay, let me draw it like this, otherwise people will interpret differently. There is one precondition for organic solidarity. And what is that precondition? The precondition is normal division of labor. Normal word is very important. Okay. But the issue is that we did not have normal division of labor in those times. Okay, organic solidarity is the project, in the sense it has to be completed naturally, but it is not being completed because there is some obstruction. There is some obstruction. The name of that obstruction is abnormal division of labor. Abnormal division of labor. Think it like this, now there is a water pipeline, okay, and you will see there is not a very regular flow of water from the pipe. Why? Because there must be some obstruction in the pipe. तो कुछ निकालना पड़ेगा सामान. Okay, so similarly, organic solidarity is not coming naturally from the society because there is one obstruction. The obstruction is abnormal division of labor. Okay, this is obstruction. And why this obstruction is there? Because the times are not normal, abnormal times. Okay, abnormal times. Now the question is what we were discussing yesterday. What is abnormal division of labor? Okay. Abnormal division of labor is of three types. Anomic, forced, inadequately coordinated. Let us now discuss what is abnormal anomic division of labor. See, why do we call division of labor as abnormal? Abnormal. This is something that I've already explained to you yesterday, but to briefly tell you again, when there is no rule governing the working condition of the organizations. Do you guys remember one scholar, Adam Smith? Adam Smith. Adam Smith is one scholar who was one of the first to give a reaction to industrial revolution. Okay, and he believed that laissez-faire economy, that means free market economy, is very nice concept. In the sense, let people be free. State should not intervene. Okay, he is also supporter of natural evolution of economy. Okay, and he is saying that the self-interested individuals, okay, the product of industrial revolution, enlightenment, all those okay, the self-interested individuals, although they will establish their industries for their profit, but at the end of the day, society is at the large the organ which is going to get benefit. It is the people who are going to get employed. Okay, so we should not be criticizing self-interested individuals. Individualism is fine in economy, laissez-faire. Okay, Durkheim is also not criticizing individualism. Okay, he is politically liberal. He is only saying that this individualism is highly immoral. Immoral. In the sense, suppose you want to set up a company. Okay, I have employed this Vijay Verma in my company. Okay, and what is the task that he is doing? I have asked him to, compile some of the content or to make some test papers, something like this. Okay. Now, by selling the content and test papers, I am earning 1 crore rupees. Let us assume, when you are assuming, let us assume big. Okay. So, I have earned 1 crore rupees. Vijay Verma is the creator of the content. And how much did I give to him? 1000 rupees. Okay. So, the problem is this self-interested individualism, highly immoral. Vijay Verma will abuse me like anything every day. Okay. So this is not the right kind of economy. This is immoral economy. In the language of Durkheim, it would be immoral. There has to be certain moral laws, rules, norms. Some trust has to be established. All these things are gone. People are only concerned about money and themselves. Relations, trust, cooperation, everything is absent because norms are absent. People do not consider anything like God. Money is the God now. Everything revolves around money. Money is the ultimate God. God or morals, norms, values, सब खत्म हो गई है. Okay, this is something that we also talk about in our everyday life कि यार धर्म वरम सब खत्म हो गया कि तुम्हारा. ठीक है, कुछ भी बोलते हो किसी को भी. So basically, this was the abnormal division of labor. In simple language, abnormal division of labor simply means absence of regulation concerning economic operations. In simple words, this is the meaning of abnormal division of labor. Okay. Since this is of three types, economic division of labor. What is this? Imagine you got a job, and in the job, since it is anomic, okay, so in the job, what you are doing is nothing but a repetitive task. Repetitive task. Every day you are coming, logging in, okay, and this bio fingerprint sensor, all those things are there. Okay, think it like this: you come to office at 9 a.m., get your finger scanned, registered yourself, attendance ho gayi, enter into the office, sit on the computer, okay, type something. At 2 a.m. it is break. You already know this. At 2:30 you have to get back, doing same thing what was pending before lunch. Okay, and once everything is done, then you say okay, good night, chalo kal milte hain, and kal aake same cheez ho rahi hai. So basically, you know what you are doing, and everything is repetitive. Everything is repetitive, monotonous task. Okay, in the sense the potential, the real potential is almost over. Okay, and the capitalism is also unregulated. You are coming every day strictly at 9 a.m., going strictly at 5 p.m. You are highly committed to the organization. But what is organization doing to you? It is giving you peanuts. It is not even appreciating your efforts. Okay, organization is not appreciating your efforts. And if organization does not accept your or appreciate your efforts, what will you feel? You may not feel like doing the work anymore. And somehow you would be doing only for the money because you have to sustain your livelihood. Okay, so this is very, in the language of Durkheim, this is very anomic kind of division of labor. So basically, anomic division of labor in simple language is condition where workers are doing monotonous task, monotonous or repetitive task. Second, and they are not recognized for their efforts. Okay, this is abnormal division of labor. And why is this happening? Why is this happening? This is obstruction only. Why is this happening? Because of the self-interested individuals who have established company. They are concerned only about profit, not about their employees, not about Vijay Verma, okay, or Shubhangi. They are not concerned about employees, only about their profit. Okay, so they are not bothered whether these people are doing good enough work or not. Okay, treating them like robots. This is the reason, today when you go to McDonald's, you will see when he will ask you, sir, what would you like to have? You will say chicken burger. After chicken burger, when you will look into your right, you will see the photo of that same person on the wall. Employee of the year. अच्छा आप employee of the year? Nice to meet you. अब ये see why this was done? To encourage him. करते रहो तुम. अच्छा लग रहा है हमें तुम्हारा काम. We are liking your work. And that is why McDonald has acknowledged his work. Employee of the year. In fact, our ministries also acknowledge many work which is being done by IAS officers in their districts. Rana Sharma, your company loves you. ये किसकी बात कर रहे हो तुम? मेरी बात कर रहे हो? अच्छा अच्छा. So basically what I am saying is that ministries, they also recognize the efforts done by IAS officers. अच्छा अच्छा फिर ठीक है. Motto of MNC, yes, definitely. Okay. And ministry often give them awards, conduct annual functions, acknowledge their work, and then that IS officer will get one picture clicked with the president or the prime minister. Appreciate ho gaya काम. But all these things were absent in those times. Okay. People were not acknowledged for their work. If you are not acknowledged, why would you would always feel that you are doing same work, repetitive. Jab tak acknowledge, this is, see, every individual is concerned only about one thing in his life, appreciation. Everybody in this world wants appreciation, nothing else. Money is later. Okay. So this is what economic division of labor is. Now, second, forced division of labor. You know, the meaning of forced, quite naturally, the meaning of forced is unnatural. Okay. When you force something, that means if I force you to study, it simply means that you are not naturally studying. Right? Similarly, what is forced division of labor? Imagine you have full potential to do whatever you want to do. Okay, full potential. Somehow you do not have contacts. This is the problem. You have potential, but you do not have contacts. So what will happen? Someone who is not so potential as you, okay, but who has contacts, he will make his way through. In organizations, what happens is, in any organization, most of the people get jobs through contacts. ऐसा नहीं होता है. हम, see, in newspaper we read about recruitment. Recruitment is only peripheral thing, surface. Largely, most of the recruitments are happening through contacts only. Okay. Because through contact, company saves money. Instead of spending lakhs on the advertisement on newspaper, it's easy. अगर आपकी जान पहचान में आ रहे, बुलाओ, अरे क्यों नहीं? Okay. So the problem is, forced division of labor restricts individual's ability to explore his potential. How? Because instead of individual's talent, or skill, what matters is your sex, caste, or class, etc. Amit Shah, the son of Amit Shah. Okay, contact, BCCI chairman. टैलेंट इंडिविजुअल कहाँ, ये सब थोड़ा ना होता है. ये तो हम, ये सब बुक्स के लिए है. ठीक है. So if you get a job because of your contact, that means the organization is going to suffer because it is not the natural process. It is not the natural process. And when imagine when everybody is getting job according to contacts, क्या होएगा? No talent. See, talent is sidelined, skill is sidelined, merit sidelined, educational qualification sidelined. What matters is your अच्छा बिहार से हो अरे आओ आओ अच्छा जम्मू ठीक है नहीं अभी रुक जाओ नहीं अभी फीमेल को रहने दो अभी मेल का देखो कोई ओके सो when these things are happening it is nothing but that obstruction in the pipeline. Okay, it is not natural process, it is forced division of labor. Okay, the whole Indian caste system, the whole Indian caste system is based on individual talent. No. Lower caste would be doing dirty work. This is not, is this not forced division of labor? Forced division of labor. Talent is not recognized. Okay. Your sex, your caste determines the kind of work that you are going to do. Okay. Third, inadequately coordinated division of labor. This is also one obstruction in the pipeline. It would also have to be removed before we have natural solidarity, organic in the sense it has to be coming out naturally. Okay, it is not coming out because these are viruses which have to be removed by installing antivirus. Okay, inadequately division of labor. Suppose I tell you today is off. Okay, after 2 minutes you get a notification class is running. Okay, why it happened? Because there was no coordination between me who declared that today is off and the person who was in charge of conducting class. Okay, so what will happen? You guys will say ये level up कैसे है हम लोग ये कोई बोल रहा है क्लास है कोई बोल रहा है नहीं है so when inadequately coordinated division of labor is there, organizations will suffer. Okay, so basically when there is no coordination, between individuals, okay, there can be multiple reasons behind not coordinating with each other. Okay, sometimes sex itself is the reason. Suppose you you have a female HR. Okay, you are male employees. Okay, and she is very strict with certain conditions, and you have your own ego. You have your own ego. ठीक है, and ऊपर से you think कि यार being a female she is talking to me like that, does she not know who am I? Okay, so too many things are going on. You also think that being a female she is like talking like this, and then you also think अभी अभी आई है ये, कल हम यहाँ 10 साल से हैं. Okay, so there could be multiple reasons behind not coordination. Could be sex, again same reasons, caste, time, space, whatever you can think of. Okay, and when these things are there, there would be no integration between people. Only conflict. Okay, only conflict. Now, I would like to ask you few things. What you are seeing before you is the obstruction in the pipeline. Okay, ये पानी यहां से चल रहा था बढ़िया एकदम सॉलिडारिटी की वेव आ रही थी, बट ये बीच में ये सब आ गए तो रुक गया है अभी फ्लो. ओके, यहाँ हल्का हल्का ऐसे से जा रहा है, हल्का हल्का. Only some particles of integration, not full integration is there. These things are obstruction. Okay. Now, I have invited Mr. Karl Marx. Okay. I have invited Mr. Karl Marx to talk about this obstruction in the pipeline. Okay. What will Karl Marx say? He will say it is inevitable. This is inevitable. These are the inherent contradictions of capitalism. You cannot escape these contradictions. Don't worry about these words, okay? ये सब आगे जाके पता चल जाएगा. Karl Marx is very pessimist. He is saying you cannot avoid these things. It will happen. At the end of the day, only the upper class people will get, through their contacts, they will get their children employed. The deserving one will get out of the system. Okay. All these things he will talk like this only, every time. But Durkheim, see, Durkheim is also talking like this here. You would find some similarities that Durkheim is saying the same thing which Marx is saying. What is the difference? Difference is that to Mr. Durkheim, these things are obstructions only, but to Karl Marx, this is the reality. Understand the difference? To Karl Marx, this is what the system is. To Durkheim, this is only a temporary obstruction in the system. Okay, it will be repaired gradually. Certain reforms will be introduced. Okay. What reforms? When you talk about reform like Sexual Harassment at the Workplace Act. Okay. This is one law which is ensuring that women feel safe and secure at the workplace. Okay. She is not the victim of the abuse of men. Okay. Or the sexual abuse. Okay. So, laws are agent of reforms. But Marx, to Karl Marx, law again secure the interest of capitalist class. You know, there is very difference in the way they look at the world. I'll tell you, okay, let me come back to Durkheim, okay, then gradually I will again introduce Karl Marx, okay. So this was all about Durkheim's theory of abnormal division of labor. Now, what is the conclusion? Durkheim says that once these anomalies are gone, we will have organic solidarity. Organic solidarity. That means we will have strong social cohesion once again. Once these anomalies are over. Okay. What are those anomalies? The whole abnormal division of labor is anomaly. Abnormal division of labor having three types, all these were anomalies. These were obstructions in the pipeline. That is why water not flowing here, only here. Simple. Okay. Now what is important? The question is organic solidarity, is normal division of labor sufficient to restore solidarity? This is the main question. Once the anomalies are over, we will have normal division of labor. But is the normal division of labor the sufficient condition to have the solidarity once again? No. Durkheim says no. There are many other obstructions also in the pipeline. It is not only the abnormal division of labor that is one obstruction. There are many other obstructions. Okay. So what Durkheim suggests now? Here comes certain reforms suggested by Durkheim. Durkheim believed that other than normal division of labor, the role of state and professional associations is important. Yes, yes, Karunesh. In the coming times, we will get to know lot of similarities between Marx, Weber, and Durkheim. Okay, but since we do not know Karl Marx and Weber, so we will largely talk about Durkheim only until then. Okay. So Durkheim believed that other than normal division of labor, the role of state and professional associations is important. Now, what are they going to do? What is the state going to do? What is the professional association? By the way, first of all, इसका मीनिंग ही नहीं मालूम मुझे. उसके बाद मुझे बताओ ये करेगा क्या? ठीक. Let us talk about state. According to Durkheim, state will embody morality. State will embody morality. State is a moral organ. Okay? प्यार से बात करता है वो सबसे. Durkheim सबसे प्यार से बात करता है. ओके? चिल्लाता नहीं है कार्ल मार्क्स की तरह हर टाइम. प्यार से बात करता है. ठीक है? It embodies morality. And therefore state is welfare state. Welfare state. State is concerned about welfare of everyone. Welfare state. Being welfare state, it will ensure social justice. There is one scholar, Hegel, German scholar. Okay, Hegel. Hegel used to say that state is the march of God on earth. March of spirit. Spirit matlab God. Okay. When state does anything for you, na, consider that God is doing something for you. State has no obligation to treat you good. See, state as a system is not obliged to provide you vaccine. पैसा है तो जाके ले लो, नहीं तो मर जाओ. सीधी सी बात है. सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट. जिसके पास पैसा है वो वैक्सीन ले लेगा, नहीं है तो मर जाएगा. So, but Durkheim is talking very sweetly. The state is one body which embodies morality. It is highly moral organ. Moral organ. Okay. If you remember, to Durkheim, everything is organ. Okay, human body consists of organs, society also organs. Acha, state is moral organ. Moral organ, so concerned about morality. That is why welfare, social justice, equal protection for everyone. Therefore, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Therefore, vaccine nationalism. Okay. Therefore, free vaccine for everyone in the government school. Concerned about everyone. Otherwise, why would state give everything for free? फ्री देके अब क्या कर रहे हैं? पेट्रोल का प्राइस बढ़ा दिया, सब वापस लेंगे वो, अब सब वापस लेंगे. ओके. And being moral organ, state will provide all of us good health. Okay, vaccine nationalism. Good education. Okay, Right to Education Act. ठीक है, New Education Policy. Okay, and good infrastructure. Mode of communication. When you have mode of communication, only then you will feel integrated with each other, na? Okay, when you are healthy, only then you can integrate with others. When you are educated, only then you will feel integrated with the people around you. Otherwise, सब बोलेंगे कहाँ से उठ के आए हो भाई, पढ़े लिखे कुछ होने निकलो यहाँ से, चलो. Okay, so state is the embodiment of morality. What is the role of professional occupations, associations? Professional associations are basically not companies. Don't treat professional associations like a private organization. Okay. Think of professional associations like ASSOCHAM, FICCI, Federation of Industries. Okay. Association of Chambers of Commerce. Okay. These are professional associations. They are moral regulatory body of those industries. In the sense, how industries should be running is governed by these people. So that way they are regulatory bodies. Okay. Regulatory in the sense they will ensure regulations and norms are there. Industries are not running only for profit, or not involved in corruption, or there is no there is proper ethical code of conduct and rules and regulations. All it's something like this. Okay. So professional associations always lay out ethical code of conduct, ethical code of conduct. Okay. The code of conduct for the working of the organizations and for the individuals working in those organizations. Okay. And it is only because of the initiatives like ethical code of conduct that today we talk about things like employee of the year. Okay, basically you are you have recognized the abnormal division of labor, and these are the organs which are going to fix those issues. So it will appreciate the work done by an individual. It will appreciate the work done by an organization. So you will always see some Navratna companies or Maharatna companies also getting award from the government of India. Okay, some organizations also get award. Individuals in the organizations get separate award. Okay, so the organizational effort and the individual effort both are recognized by the state. And when your hard work is appreciated, what do? You put in more efforts. You put in more efforts because you feel motivated. If I give you Bharat Ratna today, क्या करोगे next day? Okay, मैं तो ऐसे कोई मैं तो क्या ही दूंगा, but still let us assume. When you are assuming, assume big only. If I am giving you Bharat Ratna, what will you do next day onwards? You will talk to everyone nicely. No, that's fine completely. So basically, the whole scenario changes. Okay, if you were good, you will be now better than good. Okay, so if you are working hard till now, you will now be working harder. This is what appreciation can do. Okay. And third thing that Durkheim wanted to introduce is moral education. Moral education, basically GS4. He believed that all the students preparing for IAS officer position, they should be ethical, moral. They should know the difference between ethics and morality. Then they should also discuss or know about different philosophers who have given ethics, starting from Plato, Aristotle, Immanuel Kant, okay, and all those religious gurus. Person should be ethical. But the problem is, when Durkheim talks about moral education, he is talking about moral education at the level of school itself, right from the childhood. Okay, you learn GS4 right from the childhood. Okay, so that when you grow up and you become 20, those ethics, morality, those things are very normal to you, and you understand, yes, these are norms, it should not be violated. No, I cannot cheat with him, I cannot cheat on him. No, this is bad. Okay, something like this. So everybody would be feel so much integrated society will be so happy. कोई issue ही नहीं है, सब कोई झगड़ा ही नहीं होएगा. Okay, nobody will be corrupt क्योंकि स्कूल में ही पढ़ लिया ethics norms. Nobody will steal Nobody will exploit, nobody will oppress, nobody will cheat, nobody will lie. Everything will be so happy, happy and harmonious. Okay, this is what Durkheim believed. Okay, moral education should be given. And what are the things that should be taught in moral education course? Anything that binds the individuals into a moral fabric. Anything that binds the individuals into a moral fabric. Now, what were these? These were those social reforms. Remember, I told you 1 year back that Durkheim talks about social reforms also. I told you very long time back. Okay, when you were asking what are those social reforms, and I did not want to explain you because I knew you would not be able to understand these things. That is why I did not explain. Now you would understand what were those social reforms. Okay, and why did he talk about these reforms? What is the context? Okay, if you remember and if you understand these things, what is Durkheim speaking like? Is he not speaking like a socialist? He is a supporter of socialism. He is a supporter of socialism. Okay. Karl Marx is also a supporter of socialism. But to Durkheim, state is a moral organ. Plato used to think, Plato, king can do no wrong. Philosopher king. Durkheim would say, state can do no wrong. Karl Marx would say, both king and state are born to do only wrong to the masses. Okay, Karl Marx is very pessimist. Simple. मीनाक्षी कौन है? अपनी जो है वॉइस म्यूट करने के लिए बोला है रोहिणी ने. Division of labor is over. Okay. Now, once all these things are done, all these social reforms are implemented, plus we have normal division of labor. Okay. Then only we will have organic solidarity. Now the question is, how do we apply this to India? Okay. And where are we right now? Suppose whatever I have explained to you was in the context of India. So where are we? Are we in the organic solidarity stage? Or are we not there yet? Or can we really measure these things? I mean, is it measurable? Can you measure that? Do we have organic solidarity? Is there any parameter to measure it? Huh? Yes, I know. Yes, of course you would say no because अभी पता ही नहीं है तुमको. Okay. But there is one measure, not direct measure, not direct measure. The question is how to measure organic solidarity. Durkheim believed there is no direct measure. But we do have one indicator. Indicator. In environment, you read indicator species. What is the meaning of indicator species? Can someone tell me? He would always compare everything in society with human ecology, biology. Very nice. क्या बात कही शीतल राणा. Excellent. Indicator species are those species which indicate the health of the environment. If you have that species, that means environment is healthy. If that species if that species is absent, that means environment is no longer healthy. It indicates the absence of that species. Like for example, suppose you go to Antarctica one day, one fine day, you want to go to Antarctica because you love penguins, they look cute. Okay. The moment you reach Antarctica, you do not find even a single penguin. Now this indicates one thing. It is a clear hint that Antarctica is no longer the way you used to look at the Antarctica on your TV. Global warming ने सब बर्बाद कर दिया है. Okay, we have only sheets, no more icebergs and all those things. Okay. So, what is the indicator of organic solidarity? Durkheim believed that indicator species is law. Law is the indicator species to see whether society is healthy, we have organic solidarity or not. Okay. अब ये कैसे होएगा? Now this is the last point that I am going to tell you. Law is of two types. One is present in mechanical solidarity societies. Second is present in the society which is characterized by organic solidarity. The society which is characterized by mechanical solidarity, in that society, the law would be repressive. Repressive laws. The society characterized by organic solidarity, in that society, the law would be restitutive. Okay. What is the meaning of these two words? Repressive law. Okay. We should not forget what was our question. The question was, what is the measure of organic solidarity? Or the health of society? Health of society. Okay. Health means social cohesion. How do we understand what kind of society do we have before us? Can be understood only if we check the laws of that society. See, if you want to find uh, a good place to eat fish tikka or chicken tikka or paneer tikka, what do? You see the place near around you, and also you check the price, okay, and how much they are going to give you, and reviews, all these things you do. Okay, so Durkheim is also going through the manual of society. He wants to understand what is the health of society, and for that he knows that law is one indicator. See, या आई नो बहुत गंदा एग्जांपल था ये, ठीक है, तो आप गए मोनार्किकल सोसाइटी में, ओके, सपोज यू हैव गॉन टू मोनार्किकल सोसाइटी, सोसाइटी रूल्ड बाय अ किंग, ओके, you would see you would see more often than not, since we do not have democracy in those society, when someone violates the norms, he is executed. Capital punishment, capital punishment is what? You are executed. Okay, we still have capital punishment in many places. The last capital punishment, as you know, in India, you know about it. Okay, but capital punishment is not a norm. It is exception, rare circumstances, rarest of the rare case. This is what Supreme Court says. In the rarest of the rare case, I will hang someone. Otherwise, this is not the norm today. This norm was very regular in the ancient times. Okay, in the ancient times. Okay, we used to have Ashwamedh Yagya, a sacrifice of horses, sacrifice of goats, sacrifice of man. People were sacrificed. Okay, for good reasons, for bad reasons, both. Okay, but today these things are not happening. Or even if they are happening, it is considered as very primitive thinking or backward thinking or uncivilized or against human rights or against animal rights. This is the kind of people we have become. Anyhow, Durkheim says that in mechanical solidarity, collective consciousness is very high. Collective consciousness is very high. Okay, which means what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, what is immoral is commonly accepted to everyone. Since everybody thinks in a similar fashion, so the belief over what is right is also very similar. The belief over what is wrong is also very similar. So if you do something wrong, in the population of 100 people, 99 people altogether they will say, Marega tu. Okay. So this is the strong, such kind of strong collective consciousness in the traditional society we have, okay, according to Durkheim. So when you have such strong collective consciousness, even if one person deviates or commits deviance, one person's deviance will invite punishment that is very harsh. One person's deviance will invite very harsh punishment because collective consciousness, the collective belief is more important. One person doing any crime, he will be executed right away because he has disturbed the morality, the common collective moral consciousness of the society. He should be eliminated. He is not one of us. ऐसे लोग को तो मर जाना चाहिए, ऐसे लोग को मार देना चाहिए, नहीं तो they will disturb the order of society. Okay. Okay. But today, we do not have repressive laws. Rather, we have restitutive laws. What is the meaning of restitutive law? Suppose you did not put on mask. You are a member of traditional society. You go out of your house. Police will see you. Okay, they will shoot you right away. जो मास्क नहीं पहनेगा मरेगा सीधा, कोई फाइन नहीं. क्या होएगा? सबको मास्क पहनना ही पड़ जाएगा, भाई जान प्यारी है. ओके, shoot at sight का order if you are not wearing mask. But today we are living in modern society. Okay, so if government comes up with such law, if you do not put on mask, you will be shot at sight. What will you do? मान जाओगे क्या? नहीं. You will first upload everything that you are seeing on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, tweet, ठीक है, फिर रील्स, फिर हैशटैग्स, वायरल, ये सब कर करके एकदम. फिर उसके बाद ह्यूमन राइट कमीशन, यूनाइटेड नेशन, देखो इंडिया क्या कर रहा है, तुम ले लोगे स्टेट की. सीधी सी बात है. ओके, and therefore, and state also knows that you guys are highly specialist in your areas. We are no longer similar people that we used to have in the traditional societies. Some are Bharat Ratna awardee, some are IAS officers, some are IPS officers, some are engineers, some are doctors, some are teachers. Everyone is specialist in their areas. Giving someone capital punishment is destructive to the fabric of society itself. We need specialists. Individualism is rewarded. You cannot give someone capital punishment so easily. Okay. Because there is no sense of common morality. Individualism is there. Okay. So what you give is just a fine of 2000 rupees. Restitutive. At max you will be sent to jail, and after 1 month or 2 months you will be released back into the fabric of society. Okay. Now the question is, what is the measure of organic solidarity? The measure of organic solidarity is the law. In the sense, if you have restitutive laws, that simply means that you acknowledge individualism. Simply. If you have restitutive laws, that means you acknowledge individualism. You are free to say anything to Mr. Modi on social media. Okay. Why? Because individualism is there, fundamental right is there. It is not that you say anything to him and you will be killed. Okay. So, if you have individualism, that clearly shows we have restitutive laws. We do not have repressive laws. And the very idea of restitutive law is an indicator of organic solidarity. Simply. This is the indicator. We cannot measure it directly, but it is a clear-cut indicator. Since we have restitutive laws, we have organic solidarity. If you had repressive laws, capital punishment, that means collective consciousness is so strong that you are not letting anyone violate it. Then obviously you are living in a society characterized by mechanical solidarity. Clear? ठीक. So this was all about division of labor. Okay. Now, let me ask you one question before we start next topic. Jajmani system, or what we also call as Yajmani system. Yaj, Y-A-J, Yajmani or Jajmani. Okay. There are two persons. This man is upper caste, Kshatriya. This man is lower caste, or what we also call as service castes. Do you understand the meaning of service caste? Service caste means those people who are doing service to the upper caste. Okay. This is their dharam, varnashram dharam, to serve the upper caste. That is why service caste. Okay. Lower caste is serving the upper caste man, giving all the free services. What kind of services? See, this lower caste man is giving services. That is why arrow is from here to here. Services are given to this man. What services? Any kind of service that you can think. Shoe polish, haircut, okay, or cleaning the house. These are the occupations of lower caste people traditionally. Okay. These services are given by this lower caste man to this upper caste man. In exchange of all these services, the upper caste man will also give something to lower caste man. What will this upper caste man give to lower caste man? He will give him grains or produce from his land. From his land. Okay. Because this upper caste Kshatriya is a landlord. Simply, I am giving you services, he is giving me food. This is what? This is the traditional economic system. Okay, this is the times when we did not have money. The concept of money was not there. Of course, when you do not have money, what is happening? What is happening? Okay. Some people call it barter system, but it is not barter. It is not barter. Okay, just remember this. Barter is very different thing. In barter, you exchange goods irrespective of your social position. In Jajmani system, what you exchange is determined by your social position, and what you get is also determined by your social position. It is not barter system. Gaurav. Okay. So now the question is, I am being given all these services, I have offered these things to him. So what is happening? Exchange of goods and services. This is what is happening. Now you tell me, Is this creating solidarity between both of us or not? Yes. है ना? Right. Okay. So when you read the same, when you read this phenomena through, now imagine Durkheim is looking at the two people exchanging these things, Indian people. Okay. This is Mr. Durkheim, and this Durkheim has this lens. Okay, he has this lens. Like a scientist, he's trying to study what these two people are doing. Okay, and in his lens, he can see only one thing. He cannot see two people really. What he can see is a wave of solidarity which is integrating them. As a scientist, this is what he can see. Okay, this is the Durkheim's perspective. What I could see was nothing but solidarity. The question is, which solidarity is this? Mechanical or organic? अब दिक्कत हुई ना, थोड़ा ना आसान है. See, this is very unique. India, in when you land in India, all the theories fail. India has this system called as Jajmani, and Jajmani system is not all India phenomena. It is present in few villages. Okay, and it was present. Maybe there are some more villages which are still practicing. We do not know. Okay, but it is an ancient tradition. The thing is, in mechanical solidarity, all of us are doing similar things. Okay, we had traditional society, all of us were doing similar things. We had similar collective consciousness. That is why similar belief and everything was there. Okay, nobody was specialized in anything. Division of labor was very simple. Nobody had attained specialization. Okay, but our caste system tells us that these are specialists of these occupations. Okay, this is what our caste system is like, that we are specialist. Okay, this guy, lower caste, is specialist of providing services. This man is a specialist of producing grain from the landlord. Okay, and when specialists are exchanging services, it creates organic solidarity. Although system is traditional, in the sense we have village where this system is being practiced. We are not talking about industries. But even in villages, you can see organic solidarity. I am talking about critique of Durkheim. I am criticizing Durkheim. Okay. Even in the pre-industrial era, obviously, Jajmani system was when we did not have industries. Even in the pre-industrial eras, we can have organic solidarity. Jajmani system is a clear-cut case of that. It is not that in traditional society you will always have mechanical, in industrialized society you will always have organic. First of all, remember this thing. This is only a model. It is not reality. It is only a model of a sociologist. See, every social scientist make one model. Okay, we cannot study reality. This is a fact. Economics also make their models, mathematical models, through which they try to understand economic behavior. Political scientists also make models. Libertarianism, okay, fascism, social democracy, democratic socialism. All these are models made by political scientists. Okay. We also make models: traditional society, modern society. Now, some of the feature of traditional may be there in modern also. Some of the feature of modern may be there in traditional also. But it is only a model. Nobody says this is absolute reality. Through this model, we try to study reality. This is the fact. Okay. So, sir, can we say that this has intra-caste mechanic and inter-caste? रुक जाओ प्रांशु, बताता हूं मैं. When I looked at Jajmani system through perspective of Durkheim, I came out with organic solidarity even in the traditional society. But now, let me look at the perspective at the Jajmani system through the lens of Karl Marx. I will only see exploitation of the lower caste. Why? Why lower caste should be obliging, should oblige the upper caste man? Why should he serve the upper caste man? It is the religion which is the opium of the masses. Religion has opiated the lower caste into believing that our duty is to serve the upper caste man. Only then we can go to heaven. All these are bourgeois constructions to oppress or to legitimize exploitation of the lower caste. This is what Karl Marx will say. So he is not seeing solidarity between two. He is only seeing exploitation of one in the hands of another one. When Ambedkar speaks, he speaks exactly on the lines of Karl Marx. Okay, think of Durkheim as Gandhi and think of Marx as Ambedkar. To Gandhi, this is our dharam, Varnashram dharam. To Ambedkar, it is graded hierarchy. Okay. Both are looking at same phenomena, but results are different because perspective hai. And both are right. You cannot say one is right, one is wrong. Once you say one is right, you are automatically taking a stand. Once you take a stand, you are no longer objective. Okay. So social world is not objective, basically. ये सब उसका आंसर था. बेसिकली आप किसी भी तरीके से आंसर कर सकते हो. बहुत चॉइस है आपके पास. When you will be done with unit 4, then you will get more and more confused. Can we write like this also? In this question we can write this scholar also. ये भी suitable है, वो भी suitable है, ये लिख सकते हैं, वो भी लिख सकते हैं. See, you will always have multiple options to begin your answer with. But remember, the structure should always be there. You would have to define the concept. Whether you have read all the units or not, it does not matter. The beginning should always be like that only. Define the concept. Forget that you have read sociology, you know sociology. You would have to write in a very basic fashion. Or okay, like for example, when I write answer here, you must have seen I write very basic answers. You know, I teach you so many scholars, but when I write answers are very basic. Okay, this is also an art. This is also an art. When you know so many things and still you are able to express in a limited fashion. And you are not feeling anxious to write everything. This is what you have to do. Okay. Yes, Pratibha, caste. When Marx would look at this phenomena, Jajmani system, it is forceful. Okay, it is forceful and it is not a temporary aberration. To him, it is the constant reality. Okay, perspective changes. So this was all about. See, now what I'll do is I will talk about criticism once I'm done with all the parts of the scholars. Okay, then इकट्ठे हम criticize करेंगे उनको बजाय एक एक करके. So let us now begin with second topic, that is social fact. Okay, I'm not yet done with the criticism of division of labor. Okay, what I've done is only talked about one critique. You can write one conclusion. You can write one conclusion. Emile Durkheim speaks like a moral priest. Speaks like a moral priest. Who is concerned about the absence of morality or norms in society. Okay, therefore it would be wrong to say, it would be wrong to think that Durkheim was objective. It would be wrong to think that Durkheim was objective in his research. Full stop. More space, so, comma, when he himself never proclaimed. When he himself never proclaimed to conduct the research in an objective fashion while writing the division of labor, more so when he himself never proclaimed the research to be objective while writing the division of labor in society. Okay, it was the philosopher Durkheim, full stop. It was the philosopher Durkheim and not, it was the philosopher Durkheim and not the sociologist or a positivist Durkheim that was speaking. It was the philosopher Durkheim and not the positivist or a sociologist Durkheim that was expressing concerns about the moral vacuum of society. Philosopher. Okay. Remember this thing, when Durkheim was writing this book, so called, came out as a book, it was actually his PhD dissertation. Okay, like for example, when you are doing PhD, you have to submit dissertation to the supervisor. Okay, this division of labor, which actually turned out to be a pillar in the French sociological theory, was actually nothing but a PhD dissertation of one student who was doing philosophy under one supervisor. And until then, the Department of Sociology had not yet gotten established. Okay, Department of Sociology did not exist. Only philosophy. That is why I told you he was teaching philosophy and moral education. He was professor of philosophy initially. Later on, he established a Department of Sociology all by himself. क्या हो गया? हाँ, expressing concerns about moral vacuum. Okay. There is one scholar, MC Kennedy. MC Kennedy. MC Kennedy. He says, when Durkheim talks about normal division of labor, when Durkheim talks about normal division of labor, comma, organic solidarity, comma, state as embodiment of morals, comma, state as embodiment of morals, comma, moral education, moral education, comma, ethical code of conduct, comma, it seems like, ऐसा लग रहा है, it seems like that he is a moralist sociologist and not sociologist of morals. क्या बात कही, वाह वाह, क्या बात कही एमसी कैनेडी ने. It seems like he is a moralist sociologist, not a sociologist of morals. वाह वाह, मतलब ये लाइन पे मैं फिदा हो गया एमसी कैनेडी के. ठीक है, बस तुमको समझ आ जानी चाहिए, मेन वो है. ठीक है, और ये लाइन ऐसी है, इसको मैं नहीं समझा पाऊंगा, ये तुमको ही समझना पड़ेगा. मतलब ये वो लाइन है विच अ टीचर इवन कैन नॉट मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड. ये फील करने वाली लाइन है. ओके. चलो बाकी क्रिटिक्स तो हम बाद में करेंगे. लेट अस टॉक अबाउट नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, सोशल फैक्ट. Social fact. And also remember one more thing. This week we are having 6 classes. ठीक है? 6 classes होंगी this week. 6 class. My target is, before 24th of June, I will finish, before 24th of June, I will finish Karl Marx also. Okay. By the end of 24th, Karl Marx will also be finished. This is my target. Today is 17th, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let us understand social fact. I'll need one 5-minute break now. फिक्स कर देते हैं क्योंकि एक तो जाने में निकल जाता है. ओके. कपिल भोला. अच्छा बता रहे हो तुम उसको. सोशल फैक्ट. Durkheim wrote a book, Rules of Sociological Method. In the year 1895, where he discussed this concept, social fact. Remember, When Durkheim was writing the division of labor, it was not supposed to be a book by a sociologist. It was a PhD dissertation of a student of philosophy. Okay. But this is a book written by a sociologist, Durkheim. So you will feel the difference. That is why Durkheim calls division of labor as a moral force. Later on, he would call the same division of labor as a social fact. Later on, बहुत बाद में जाकर. But initially, he used to call it moral force. Philosophy का आदमी है ना. The people of philosophy, they speak like this only. Meaning, motive, God, soul, morals, ethics. ये इस तरह की बात करते हैं philosophy वाले. Okay. The question is, what is social fact? See, I am standing in this room right now. Although I am very free individual, but what I can do or the range of choices that I have in my hand have been limited by the structure or the design of this room. For example, I want to play guitar right now. I cannot do. Because this is a coaching institution. निशात ये सब घर पे जाके करो. Okay. I want to sing. Okay. This is classroom. Singing. Club में जाके बाहर. Okay. Although I am free individual, what I can do is limited by the structure of this classroom. When you are in love, ठीक है, जब प्यार में होते हैं, what you can do is limited because of the relationship. नहीं, उस लड़की से बात नहीं करोगे, उस लड़के के से बात नहीं करोगे, उसका फोन नहीं उठाओगे. You cannot pick up his phone or her phone. Where were you busy? You are not free. When you, now the room has been replaced by a relationship. Imagine like this. Earlier you could not play guitar because you were in classroom. Today you cannot meet the girl because you are in a relationship. Okay. So you feel constrained or not? Constrained in the sense you feel limited. In the sense you feel that you cannot do this or that. Your actions are limited. Okay. When you are in a temple, you will be like this, all of you. किसी का मोबाइल फोन बजेगा, सबकी आंखें बंद करो, बंद हो जाएगा. Okay, the same mobile phone, which is very normal thing to you. Okay, it rings, you know, it rings. Okay, but when you see it ringing in the temple, somehow you also feel रुको करो बंद. Okay, so you are free, but somehow the structures limit your actions. Okay, those structures are called as social facts. So let us first define social fact. Then I'll give you some more examples and the whole story. Define social fact. Social fact is basically collective thinking, collective belief, or in fact, and collective acting, which is external to the individual and coercive of the actor. याद कर लोगे इतना बड़ा डेफिनेशन? Okay, it's very simple. And remember, you do not have to reproduce each and every word like that only. Okay, the essence should always be there. Your words you can express. Okay, but generally it is always advisable that when you define a concept, it should be in the language of that person, but you cannot ever emulate that language. The fact is, Durkheim himself never wrote this definition. He was a Frenchman, so obviously he would write in French. So the people who translated his book into English, they also use their sense somehow to reinterpret and to write in English. So essence तो थोड़ा लूज हुआ होगा. So that way you are also flexible enough to write in your own way, but essence should be there. Okay. I told you social facts are collective thinking, collective belief, and collective acting, external to the actor and coercive of the same. इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? Suppose all of you sing national anthem. It is your collective belief that nation exists. It is your collective thinking that if we sing national anthem for 52 seconds, we are paying homage or we are paying respect to the nation. And it is your collective acting only. All of you are collectively acting, standing still for 52 seconds. Okay. But what is happening, do you know? In those 52 seconds, you guys do not realize that you guys have produced something which is external to all of you. Now you have no control to that power. Now, if you suppose all of you stand for 52 seconds, somehow you have submitted yourself to the collective thinking, belief, acting. Now, even if you try to, go out somewhere to pick up a phone, कर नहीं पाओगे, वो कर ही नहीं पाओ, कर ही नहीं पाओगे. Actions restricted. Actions restricted. What is restricting you to not go out and meet your friend in those 52 seconds? What is restricting you? It is the collective force, belief, thinking, and the whole process of collective acting, which is restricting you. And this thing is external to you. It is made from you, but have become external to you. Let me put it like this. ऐसे समझाता हूं, ऐसे तब पता चलेगा तुम्हें क्या है ये. Think like, suppose this is human body. Human body has heart, lungs, eyes, face, okay, legs, all these components are there. Liver, kidney, all those organs are there. Okay, reproductive organ, all the organs are there. Human body consists of multiple organs, right? Right? Now, let me do one operation. Okay, I'm going to conduct one operation on this human body. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to dissect the human body. I'm going to cut out heart, cut out lungs, cut out reproductive organ, cut out eyes, cut out legs, cut out hands. Okay, I have cut out all the organs. Now what will I do? I will, what I will do? I will assemble all the cut out organs in one line. Hand, eyes, mouth, reproductive organ, heart, plus lungs, plus kidney, plus legs, plus brain. I have everything. Now I mix everything. Will I be able to form human body? No, I will not be able to. The human body, although it consists of those organs only, but even if you try to arrange all those organs in a similar fashion, still you will not be able to form human body, because human body is something which is more than all these organs combined together. Basically, what I am trying to tell you is all this is not equal to human body. Therefore, it shows human body is not only different from these individual organs, but also more than these organs combined. Write down this line, this is very important. If organs you add till you are not able to form the same human body, it shows human body is not only different from these individual organs, but also more than these organs combined. Okay, and therefore human body is greater than the sum of its parts. Therefore, human body is greater than the sum of its parts. Now, let me ask you one more question. One plus one is equal to two. right? But Durkheim says in social world 1 plus 1 is more than 2. Why? Look at this example itself. 2. Is 2 equal to 1? This one or this one? No. And 2 is also more than, in fact, these individual entities, unless these are added together. But once you add them, you form 2. So therefore, in mathematics or in the natural world, the sum is equal to, the whole is equal to sum of its parts. Okay. But in the social world, and more so, let me also talk about biology, because he is always concerned about evolutionism, comparing human body with society. In biology or in human body, the whole is greater than sum of its parts. Not just greater, but also greater and different than. Agreed? Karunesh Maurya. Sir, what are you trying to point out by human body? I did not get. Okay. I'll tell you. See, human body is something which you would always see when we talk about any social phenomena. Any concept that Durkheim would talk about, he is very much influenced by the writings of Herbert Spencer and Charles Darwin. Okay, so he would always talk about evolution. So to talk about these is inevitable on the part of Durkheim. Now the question is, we have, let me talk about our population. We have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 kar kurke. We have 1.3 billion population. Agreed? Let me talk about simple maths. We have 1.3 billion population, but these 1.3 billion population forms nation. Now, is nation, that is whole, nation is a whole, is nation anywhere equal to any one of the component? No. All these people collectively made this concept nation, and this nation has somehow become more than these. The nation as a concept, although it is making of the people, but somehow it is external to the people. Are you able to understand? समझ गए? Yes, समझ गए. Okay. Now, how is nation external to the individuals? You try to violate the norms of nation, you will be declared as anti-nationalist, and then you will feel the coercive power of this social fact called as nation. Nation is a social fact, collective thinking, belief and acting, external to the individuals and coercive as well of the actors. You guys have together made nation, but nation has emerged from all of you. Now, nation is something which has emerged from these 1.3 billion people. Now, nation is not in their hands. In those 52 seconds, nothing was there in your hands. Okay, national anthem was sacred. You could not violate the ritual in those 52 seconds. Similarly, nation is an entity which has come out of the existence of these 1.3 billion people, but nation has now assumed a reality of its own type. It has become external to all the people who were involved in the making of nation. So if you do anything which is considered not in line with what a nationalist should be doing, would be regarded as anti-nationalist, and then you, in the fear of being declared as anti-nationalist, you would never do anything like that. So nation is superior to all of you now. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Getting my point? Getting my point or not? Okay. Now let me write down the definition once again. Okay, this will take some time for you guys to understand, but if you understand in 5 or 10 minutes, then to obviously the credit goes to me only. Okay. Chalo. Let me define it again now. ये साइकिल अभी चलाते रहूंगा. I'll keep running this cycle until you get into the loop. अभी right now you are out of the loop. Okay, my effort is to take you on board and to think like what Durkheim thinks like. Okay. Social fact is collective thinking, collective belief, and collective acting, which is external to, comma, and coercive of the actors. Actors means we, the individuals. Okay. Now let me talk about examples, then you will understand. I have defined social fact. Now I'm talking about examples of social fact, and then we will see how those examples fit into this definition. Examples of social fact: nation, okay, religion, caste, sexuality, ethnicity, race, family, state, all these are examples of social facts. In fact, there are many more examples. I have described only one type of social fact. Okay, material social fact. भूल जाओ मैंने अभी कुछ बोला, अभी आगे जाके बताऊंगा. ठीक है, अभी बस इतना ही समझो. These are social facts. Just let us talk about these facts one by one. Religion. I am saying religion is collective thinking collective belief, collective acting, external to the actors and coercive of the actors. How? You try to, if you are a Hindu, okay, if you are a Hindu, and if you share certain belief and practices which you consider very sacred to Hindus, okay, so what will you do? You will obey that practice, you will do that practice, you will have that thinking, and many other people like you who also share that thinking, all of you will share that thinking. That is why collective thinking, okay, collective belief and collective acting, okay. Now, as a Hindu, whatever you do, whatever practice you do, okay, that is external to you, in the sense you do not have any control over it. You do not have any control over it. Since you are Hindu, you have to do it. If you do not do it, then you are violating dharma. Dharma. Okay. As a Brahmin, you cannot eat non-veg. Traditionally, I'm not saying there are many pandits who eat non-veg these days, they drink alcohol also. Okay. But they will feel, नहीं नहीं यार, नहीं तू please. मैं बैठ जाऊंगा, I'll sit with you, I cannot have. No, no, no. What is restricting him? What is restricting him? Free individual, he can do anything. The religion, the power, the coercion in the sense force, force, coercive. Religion is external to him, although he may be free, but there are certain forces which are external to him, which do not take his permission. Okay, so it does not matter whether you are free or not. Those things are external to him, and since they are external to you, they will control you. Getting my point or not? Now, let me talk about state. Let us talk about state. You guys must be very well remembering, I hope, since you must have also gone through your handouts. How did state come into existence? Can someone tell me? How did state come into existence? Social contract. Very nice. Very nice, Kapil Bhola. Social contract was between which party? Who made the social contract? People and state. People and state is different. Only talk about people. State तो बाद में आए ना. See, I am asking, how did state come into existence? So obviously, something would be there without state, which involved or which went into the making of the state. What was that? Yes, agreement among the masses. Okay, it was agreement amongst the masses. Hobbes, remember Hobbes? Okay, according to Hobbes, all of us gave in certain aspects of our freedom. Okay, we were left with limited freedoms only. We were born absolute free, nasty, stupid. So some of the free thinking and belief were given in or succumbed to the larger force. All of us agreed that we would now be forming a state. So state came out of the social contract amongst the masses. Let me write it here. Let me write it here. These are the masses. all of them entered into agreement. And from this agreement came something which is external to all of them, state. And these people are here now. Okay, agreement is there, but state have become an organic entity. They, assume like this, you will have to think like this. Okay, all of them have agreed to form a state, and the state is something which is emanating from all of them now. Emanating from all of them, and now they will listen to the state. State will say, खड़े हो जाओ, जेल जाओगे, खड़े हो गए. State is something which is created by them but has assumed a reality of its own type, and it is external to all of us and coercive as well. Agreed? Okay. Now, see that remember this one thing, which, because I will keep telling you this thing later on as well. Social contract theory is given by not one person. Social contract theory is given by multiple people. Hobbes, John Locke, Rousseau, Voltaire has also given social contract theory. Okay. So when you say that people enter into agreement to form state, this is Hobbesian social contract. Okay. Second is Lockean social contract. Lockean. Lockean social contract is the agreement between the state and people. Understanding? Hobbes is only about agreement within the masses to form state. Locke is talking about two social contracts. One is already that is spoken by Hobbes, and second between the state and the people. Okay, so social contract is of multiple types. Okay, anyhow. Let me talk about what is this. These are four members. These are four members, individuals only, right? Only individuals. These four together have formed what we call as family. And what is family? Family is collective thinking, belief, acting, which is external to individuals, and coercive of actors. Okay. Now, she is a girl, he is a boy. Okay. She is mother, he is father. All of them are involved in the making of family. But family, consider family as a living organism. family has assumed a reality of its own type because family has emanated from all of you. Now, family will control all four of you. Your father is not controlling you. Remember this. Father is an agent of family. Family controls all four of you. I'll tell you how. Okay. Suppose you call your friend. Let us suppose you call your girlfriend. Okay. At night 11 p.m. You are telling her, आओ चलो घूमने चलते हैं. Okay. He'll say, अरे क्या हो गया यार? चलो. नहीं नहीं आज नहीं कल कल. What is restricting that girl? Family. It is not her mother. See, it is not her mother or father. It is the family as a concept which is external to all of them. She would not be able to violate it. Okay, family as a concept, a good family, family in the sense some values provided to you by the families. The family is an organism which is controlling you. Okay. Think of your father. How family as a concept controls your father. Okay. Imagine at 7 or 8 p.m., your father is sitting with your mother and he is getting calls from a lady. Okay. And this call he has been getting for past 10 days. Okay. And mother is constantly surveilling, not saying anything. On the 10th day, okay, when his father gets to know ki yaar, he may get to know, okay, and she may start thinking that I'm doing something bad. So he will automatically restrict his actions because he is in an agreement. The notion of family is something which is not letting him be free. Okay, since he's not just a father, he's also a husband. Okay, and these identities are part of family, and this family as a concept is restricting his choices. Okay, your sexuality. I remember. Okay, I mean, to be very honest with you, there's nothing shameful about it. Okay, this is very natural, it happens. When I was in class 10th, okay, I used to like a boy. कोई बड़ी बात नहीं इसमें यार, इसमें ऐसा कोई वो नहीं है, ठीक है, it happens. By the way, I am straight, but I'm just telling you that it happened. I started liking a boy. Okay. And you know, I wanted to tell this to friends. I could not tell it. What was that one thing which was restricting me? Sexuality. Sexuality is also a social fact. You are boy. Sexuality has to be straight. Remember, you can fall only in love with girl. You are free, but you can fall only in love with girl. Free, you are. So we are given this notion that we are free. But again, there would be some facts, social facts, which would always restrict your choices. They are external to all of you and control or exert control over you. Okay. So this was all about it. Now, last example. Cricket team. Indian cricket team. Indian cricket team consists of 11 players. Okay. Right. Indian cricket team consists of 11 players, but still Indian cricket team is different from these 11 and also something more than these 11 combined together because it is team. Team spirit. Individual khatam. Team. You have to fight for the team. You don't have to fight for yourself or fight for the captain. Fight for the team. टीम कहाँ है टीम? अबे टीम ये इधर देखो नहीं टीम कहाँ है? You can never see the team. You can only see individuals. You can never see family. You can always see four members. Family is not visible. Only members are visible. Is nation visible? Can you see the nation? You can only see people. And they say that nation is a group having similar thinking belief. So where is nation? Nation is there in the air. Okay, it is controlling you still. Okay, still okay. Can you see caste? No. You can only see people having so-called caste, but caste is not visible to all of us. Can you see sexuality? No. You can only see a boy falling in love with the girl. Can you see love? No. Love is also social fact. When you are in love with someone, you will feel the changes in you. Your friends will tell you the changes, all the changes in you. Okay. They will feel that you have become different. Because they have not read Emile Durkheim's concept of social fact. That is why they are not able to understand why you have become different. Love is external to you, coercive as well. Okay. Love is coercive. In simple terms, we made something, but it restricts us and greater than us. Very good. Yes, Shubham. Yes, invisible. Invisible तो है, ठीक है. The captain of this cricket team, Virat Kohli, is also nothing in comparison to the team. He is captain of the team, but the team is more than Virat Kohli and different entity. Virat Kohli, despite being a captain, cannot just ask any player to join the team and play for the cricket, play for the India, because he know the team is something more than individuals. So he would be feeling restricted to choose only those who can be beneficial for the team. Team is more than any individual. Okay, this was the whole story of social fact. And what is the objective of Durkheim? Why is he interested in talking about social fact? He says sociology is going to be, this is when he established the discipline sociology. This was the first guy to establish sociology as a discipline in universities. People were asking him, what are we going to study in sociology? Sociology में क्या पढ़ते हैं? कितने मार्क्स आएंगे इसके अंदर? स्कोरिंग है? So Durkheim said, वो सब छोड़ो. Sociology is going to be the study of social facts. Okay, and he called it, he did not call it just the study of social fact. यहां तक नहीं रुका वो. He said, sociology is the science. ये वर्ड जरूर लगाया उसने, science of social facts. Science. And why did he call it science? He was very much inspired by biology, physics, all these laws governing us. Okay. Tell me one thing, then you will understand. Law of gravitation. Okay. Law of gravitation. Is it constructed by us or is it natural? Already there. Already there. Constructed. अरे लॉ ग्रेविटेशन एज अ फोर्स इज देयर आई मीन भूल जाओ भी सोशियोलॉजी ज्यादा नहीं सोचना है इसके ऊपर कि सोशली कंस्ट्रक्टेड है लॉज भी वो सब प्रोविजनल नॉलेज है ये सब भूल जाओ है तो नेचुरल लॉ ही ओके ठीक है you know but this law is very much like these natural entities like family religion law commands or controls universe these concepts which are external to us controls us in the social world okay law governs the behavior of object whether it will fall whether it will feel the friction whether it will accelerate or not these concepts govern our behavior okay whether we go out at night 11 p.m. or not it is not in our hand there is one law of family which is governing us okay no I cannot can you fall in love with a boy despite being a boy no there is a concept sexuality it is controlling me I cannot okay so these are social facts acting just like in the natural world we have laws similarly in the social we also have laws and who will study these laws according to Durkheim sociology will study these laws therefore it is science of social facts okay yes 4:30 now you may ask your doubts tomorrow we will continue from here sir can we say Durkheim is partially supporting non-positivist approach but believe in facts being a follower Sohini can you tell me how do you say that Durkheim is supporting non-positivist approach then only I will be able to answer because I need to understand what was the thought that was going on in your head when you were writing this Pranshu is there anything that is not a social fact no no I am teaching you Durkheim so my objective is to defend Durkheim so I will never ever let you believe that Durkheim is wrong okay when I will teach you Karl Marx I will abuse Durkheim and I will speak in favor of Karl Marx when I will teach you Max Weber I will abuse Karl Marx and I'll speak in favor of Max Weber and you will also support me okay this is what we are going to do so there is nothing that is not a social fact everything is a social fact classroom consists of individuals but class is more than these individuals they would be bound by the structure of class or the concept of class नहीं class में ऐसे नहीं कर सकते यार नहीं कर पाएंगे religion is made by all of you but religion has assumed a reality of its own type now religion will control you okay गाय कैसे खा सकते हो तुम ठीक है you will see how religion nation these things have come into existence because of you guys but have assumed a reality they have emanated from you they have emerged from you only and controlling you only okay sir is it necessary that social fact should consist of more than one individuals no I mean see I am individual religion is controlling me so this statement what is the meaning of this statement is this question anything that you think believe the way you act everything is governed by social facts Kapil Bhola, feature of Durkheim sociology, organicism. Anomy can be resolved naturally, but role of state and professions also required, right? Yes, Kapil. ये मेरे को पूछ रहे हो या किसी और को बता रहे हो? Pranshu. Sir, with more individualization, where stereotypes are being broken down, is the definition of social fact weakening? Pranshu, this is one criticism basically of social fact. Okay, to what extent they are controlling us? Okay, basically, what is social fact? If you remember unit 2, you know that there are two approaches: macro approach, micro approach. Macro approach is all about study of structures where individuals are not, given any sense, as if they are controlled by the structures. So right now I'm making you believe that macro theory is right. Social facts govern our behavior. Okay, right now I'm making you this thing believe. Tomorrow I will teach you micro. Okay, then I will make you believe that social fact is wrong. How? So obviously, criticism तो definitely है. Karunesh Maurya, why were you explaining human body in social facts just because he was supporter of organic solidarity? No, no. Just not just because he was supporter of organic solidarity, because he himself did it. Is Emile Durkheim. Okay, the father of sociology. He is free to do anything that he wants. Adarsh Gupta. Sir, is it necessary that social fact should, and also Karunesh, remember that society is just like human body. Remember that organic analogy, always. Durkheim, Spencer, Auguste Comte, these are those people who would always compare human body with society. Even in division of labor, this is what I was doing. Although at that point of time, Durkheim was not a sociologist, but still, after writing his books on social fact, suicide, he revised his book, Division of Labor, and then he introduced those terms. Yes, it was pathology. Okay. Adarsh Gupta, is it necessary that social fact should emancipate out of more than one individual? Of course. I mean, of course. Can you say that Gandhi made this nation? You cannot say. Can you say Lord Cornwallis made this nation? Okay. You cannot talk about one individual. Always these entities, these, like human body, can you say that one heart made the whole human body? Obviously, multiple things go into the making of human body. Multiple things go into the making of social fact. And social fact becomes external to them. All those organs or individuals. Kapil Bhola. Contradictory. कौन सी है कपिल? Krishti Agarwal. Sir, according to Durkheim, we cannot control external forces. हाँ, Srishti, we cannot control. You cannot control religion. How would you? Okay. You have to understand Durkheim only. We cannot criticize him. From Kapil Bhola, naturally and then intervention is required. कपिल एक लाइन एक बारी में लिख दो ना यार पूरा. क्यों ब्रेक कर करके लिख रहे हो? मुझे भी तो समझ आ जाए किससे बात कर रहे हो. हरीश, social fact is controller of behavior. हाँ, सोहिनी गांगुली. Sir, according to Durkheim, family is a concept which is constructed and is invisible, just like non-positivist. Arey, who constructed family? I never said that we constructed family. Family is a natural thing which emanated from all of you. Nobody constructed family. Arey, did anyone construct caste? Nobody constructed caste. It was natural. We became member of caste by birth. Nobody constructed caste. Okay. No, 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 Sohini. Being a positivist, he somehow had faith on illusion. This is ideology of non. No, 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 no. Why are you thinking family is illusion? Did I say? भूल जाओ फिनोमेनोलॉजी एथनोमेथोडोलॉजी था वो सब खत्म हो गया अब हम डरखाइम पढ़ रहे हैं Durkheim belongs to macro school. According to macro school, structures govern individuals. Structures exist. Structures are not social illusion. फिनोमेनोलॉजी एथनोमेथोडोलॉजी भूल जाओ उस फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड से नहीं हमने दुनिया को पढ़ना है हमारा फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड चेंज होता रहेगा यूनिट बाय यूनिट प्रांशु ओके सर थैंक यू नूतन सर Durkheim giving importance to both structure and individual. No, Nutan, Durkheim giving importance only to the structures. Individual do not exist. Individual do not exist. Okay. Remember ना Durkheim is a positive scholar. क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग यार? Being a positive scholar, he belongs to macro approach. Being a macro approach scholar, how would he give importance to individuals? Christy, okay. Harish, our behavior sustained the social fact. Social fact controlled our behavior. सोशल फैक्ट कंट्रोल्ड अवर बिहेवियर ये लास्ट वाला स्टेटमेंट है ना हरीश ये सही है पहले वाला नहीं पहले वाला सही है एथनोमेथोडोलॉजी के लिए फिनोमेनोलॉजी के लिए उनको भूल जाओ अब तुम अभी तुम यूनिट 4 में हो हमारी डर कहीं पढ़ रहे हो करुणेश मौर्य सर वंस प्लीज अगेन एक्सप्लेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन एथिक्स एंड अरे नहीं करुणेश ethics and morality the difference between them you can ask to the teacher of gs4 okay he is the specialist of ethics I'm not Adarsh Gupta sir please don't laugh but if love is social fact then one side love is also social fact that's why I asked about one people making social देखो one side love जब हम बोलते हैं तो who are you feeling love for it may be from your side but it is for someone else and when it is for someone else from you the love has become out of you that is why हम पागल हो जाते हैं फर्स्ट ब्रेकअप के बाद ओके साल साल निकल जाते हैं भूल नहीं पाते हैं बिकॉज लव इज एक्सटर्नल टू ऑल ऑफ अस ओके अपना नहीं दूसरों का बता रहा हूं यही होता है सबका ओके सर थैंक यू Organicism. Economies can be resolved naturally, but intervention is required. Yes, like rule of, isn't it contradicting? No, it's not contradicting. Kapil bola, तभी तो I told you ना, social reformism. Durkheim says everything evolves naturally, but some reforms also have to be done. Some reforms. When you are reforming something, just to aid the natural process have become obstructed you want the natural process to continue so that is why you are reforming you are trying to clean the obstruction in the pipeline so that the natural flow of water can maintain itself so your act of cleaning the pipeline may be social but largely it is for the natural process of water to continue. From Harish Velkar. But because of us, we sustained the family nation structure. Harish, Adarsh Gupta, thanks sir for wonderful class. Thank you, Adarsh. ये सब तो चलता रहता है. Keegan. Sir, is it a critique that Durkheim cannot study caste, religion, how they evolved? He looks at it as a whole. Yes, Keegan. The fact is, sociologists never study the origin of phenomena. Why? Like for example, uh, If someone would ask me origin of caste, trust me, not only me, nobody is in a position to tell you this. There are many theories, and when you have many theories, that means there is no fact. Okay. Some will say the theory which I have written is the latest one. It is the absolute one. I have done a lot of research, spent 10 years. Other person would say, अब मैंने भी 10 साल बिताए हैं, ये कोई criteria होता है? Now, whose theory is right? That therefore sociologists never talk about origin of anything, whether nation, family, state, but we do talk about their consequence on the individuals or on the society. Keegan Patra. Okay, so Durkheim cannot study the evolution of all these social facts. Okay, Shubhangi. Sir, in primitive society, there is religion. That is, there is external forces. Then why change happens in modern society as external forces cannot change? Uh, Sir, in primitive society, let me read the question again. There is a religion. There is religion. There is external forces. Then why change happens in modern society as external forces cannot change? Oh ho, oh ho 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 ho. See, Durkheim says change or deviance. Deviance is what? Deviance is like, all of us have agreed. Yes, family is there. Your friend called you at 11 p.m. आज चलो घूमने चलें. One day, what did you say to your parents? जा रही हूं मैं. ठीक है. The moment you said मैं जा रही हूं, change comes right there itself. Because once you have started going out at 11 p.m. midnight, it will become a normal thing to you. And when these things become normal to you, the concept of family starts loosening its power over the individuals. Individuals starts forming live-in relationships. And that's how structures also evolve. When these things, it takes time. It is not that by action of one individual it is happening. It is historical phenomena. It takes lot many years for the evolution like this. Okay. It is all about individualism, the force which is largely responsible for the changes that is happening in society, basically. Okay. Kapil Bhola, okay, sir. Karunesh, sir, thank you so much for explaining things so nicely. I fall in love with the subject. Very nice, Karunesh. Once, trust me, if you fall in love with the subject, nobody can defeat you. Nobody. At least in this subject. I'm not talking about GS. Whatever you study, always study with the interest. Okay, things will be very easy for you guys then. Nutan Chaurasia, sir, from Unit 2, what is Marx's law of dialectics mentioned in handouts? Forget it, Nutan. That is why many a times I mention in the handouts, don't worry, ye aage hoega. At some places I forget to mention that don't worry. Okay, so consider it like that only. Don't have to worry about this. Okay, this will be covered later on. Ketan, is crime a social fact? Yes, Ketan, crime is also social fact. Crime is also social fact. Think about those criminals who are doing crime every day. Why are they doing it? Crime as a phenomena has become external to them. Criminal communities, the way they live, the way they act, the things they steal, everything is external to them. They are not, nothing is in their hands. The conditions have made them what they are, and they will always do the same thing. Shubhangi, in religion only. Okay, so meet you tomorrow.